How's it going, rednecks? Hopefully this video will be short and sweet. Today we are going to be working on the mower for the Mudmo Fivehundo, and this is the 24 horsepower Briggs & Stratton Wizard. And I got it on its side right now because I'm planning on pulling this drive pulley off, and then we're going to swap it out. I think this has a 4-inch on it, and I'm going to be hopefully upgrading to a 10-inch. And what that's going to do is, if you've seen in the last video, this thing would go about 5.5 to maybe 6 miles an hour. I'm hoping to get around 15.5 with it once we swap that one around. It has a 7-inch in the back. I can measure that one. I'm not quite sure what it has in the front yet. So what do you say we pull this thing apart, dive into it, and see what we got?
Baby, this is do or die. Feel it in my veins tonight. Emotional suicide. You know it's an eye for eye. I didn't wanna walk the plank. No, but the Mariona, it came like the thunder. I was on my way to going under. Swimming in the Blain, I was covered in a tidal wave.
Alright, rednecks, I just got back from Blain's family farm, and they have the pulleys and the inside diameter shafts for sale, and it is only $21 for the two of them. I'll post a link to them down below. And I have an 1 1/8" shaft with a key on it, and then I have a 10-inch pulley. And if you take a look, that thing just clears the frame. I'm gonna have to do something about my oil drain. Right now I just kind of have it tucked out of the way, but unfortunately the belt, my drive belt, is too short to go from there to the back. So I'm going to have to figure out a drive belt. I'm not going to leave you guys with this short of a video. I said it was going to be short and sweet. It ain't going to be this short and sweet. So once I get a belt for this thing, I will be back. So it's been about a week since that last video, and I ended up putting a 1-inch lift on the back of the mower. And that's because I wanted to take the 7-inch pulley right here and shrink it down to a 5-inch to try and get some more speed out of it. And that wasn't going to work because the belt was going to hit on the bottom of the frame. So I lifted it 1 inch, hoping it would clear, popped the whole rear end apart after I got the whole lift kit done, and found out that shaft that the pulley goes onto is a splined tapered shaft. So good luck trying to find a shaft or any kind of adapter for that. But as far as the lift goes, all I ended up doing was taking this plate right here, moving it down 1 inch, and that's where the axle bolted onto. And then that plate is bolted to the frame. And then I extended the high-low shift lever, which is right here. As well as just took this bracket right here, flipped it upside down, and welded some reinforcement gussets on it. So yeah, I guess that gets you caught up with what I'm doing. Did a little bit of welding, obviously, with my new welder, as you've seen. So I'll throw the quick shot of what the difference between them two, or that one and the old Lincoln, way over there. So you got the Lincoln, and then I got my Vulcan. So I know this isn't exactly a weld review video, but for anyone that's interested, this is the Vulcan welding right here. And then right here is the weld from the Lincoln. And look at all the spatter on that. As well as if you watch the video, that thing smoked a lot more. Now, I don't know if it's a difference in wire. I don't really care. I'm going to keep this welder either way. But I got to say, the ease of welding with that thing was a lot better. Whole lot less smoke. And there was no spatter or residue left over on the Vulcan one compared to the Lincoln one.
Feel the energy align, and instead of
that's always exciting. Kind of figured it would do that. I had it on the highest setting just to see what it would do. I'm still hooked up to the 120 and I'm flux core welding, which means I need to chip away the flux off of that, and apparently I need to get better flux core hammer because my little axe hammer here is not doing the job very well. Hopefully I won't be doing flux core welding forever. I want to eventually get a gas tank for that thing, so this is only temporary, so I'll keep using my little hammer axe there, but I'm going to let that thing cool down. We'll chip the flux off and then I'll let you see what it turned out like.
You can save your alibi. I already know you lied. Oh no, no, don't even try. Watch the flame in me ignite. You didn't wanna walk the plank. But then ready or not, it came. Baby, it was dark, it was hard to see, and that's when the spark lit inside of me. Oh, I was lost from reverie.
Well, there we go. Now that we have the bolt made up to hold the pulley onto the output shaft and the pulley all welded up, the next thing I need to address is my oil drain line. So it comes out of the block right here and comes down right here, and unfortunately it's going to be in the way of the pulley right here. So I think my best option is going to be to just take this plug out and take the piping out right here and just put the plug straight into that. It's going to kind of suck because I'm going to have to remove the pulley every time I want to do an oil change on that, but with how uncommon that issue or situation is going to be, I think I'm not going to stress over trying to route that somewhere else where it might get caught up, get in the way of something. So simple stupid is the way I'm going to go. Let's get the oil drained out, get this thing pulled apart, capped off, new oil in it. Then we can start putting our pulley on.
One day you will see what you made of me, what's inside of me. Oh, one day you will see I found my inner peace. You are released in the dead of night.
Well, Rednecks, the engine ended up taking about 2 1/4 quarts, but I got this thing running and it threw the belt instantly, and unfortunately what we're looking at is this is my driven pulley off of the rear diff, and as you can see it's kind of coming off, and that's because when we come over here to the 10-inch, it changed this angle. The belt used to come in around right here, so this angle wasn't so severe, and the unfortunate thing is, as soon as I try to drive this thing, it just plops the belt off right here. So I went to the deck and I got 2 driven pulleys. This is the larger of the 2. What I think I'm going to do is simple stupid, is I'm going to drill a hole right around here in this plate, and I'm going to mount this pulley under there, and it's going to hold the belt over. So, yep, I don't know what that's going to do for wear on the belt. I don't suggest doing it. I tried thinking of a spot under here that I could kind of push it over. Problem is I'm dealing with all my steering, and I don't have the steering arm hooked up right now, but I'm dealing with all my steering right here, plus this belt going this way, plus I got the tensioner here. So there's no room for this thing, so I'm going to go with the simple solution, drill a hole right here, take my pulley, and just bolt it in right through there. So that'll take care of that angle right there, and we'll see what happens. Test drive. Well, Rednecks, I hate to leave you on a cliffhanger, but I keep throwing the belt, and I gotta admit, I got this thing out to the road, put it in high range, put it in third, and dropped the clutch, and I wish I had the camera rolling, because I dang near wiped out on this thing. It is way too fast to be doing here in town, so I guess the next episode, I'm gonna make guards, so the belt won't keep falling off, just something around every edge of every pulley, so when you push the clutch in, the belt doesn't just fall off. Then we'll trailer this thing to my parents' field or somewhere a little bit safer, and we'll see how fast this thing will go. But until then, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and get back to work. What are you doing? Yeah, drop it. How did you manage that?